your friend. I've never been up to enough for my thoughts before.
Welcome to the Only One Mic podcast called Gerard, Brooklyn Dre. My man J-Rob is in the building. Jess is off tonight. How y'all doing?
What up, what up?
Good.
All right, y'all. We got a couple of topics on the table. Black Lives Matter. Patrisse Cullors is accused of misappropriating funds again. And we have, of course, 50 Cent. And then as much as we didn't want to do this, but we had to go back into this dude, man. Kanye West.
Yeah.
All right. We witnessing self-destruction. All right, y'all. Let's start off with Black Lives Matter, man. So, of course, this is coming from an article in The Root that came by way of an article at the New York Post that said Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrisse Cullors has allegedly spent thousands of dollars on renovating the backyard of a $1.4 million home in Los Angeles.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's horrible, man. Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
And I mean, and you know, you
can't even trust the people that's supposed to be fighting for the rights.
Fighting for the rights on it, right? So that's the thing is that they were saying that the updates included the construction of a plunge pool as well as a backyard sauna.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And
ridiculous, crazy, right?
She's an armchair revolutionary, man.
Well, listen, man, it's crazy because a lot of people back this play, man. They put money in this thing.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
She's a new Huey Newton, man.
Yeah.
Living in them high class apartments while the rest of the the Black Panthers out there struggling on the grind on the front line.
According to Asada in her book, she said that Huey, I believe, had apartments in just about every major city that was a Black Panther luxury apartments. In every city that it was a Black Panther party at, you know what I mean?
So the revolution can't be televised, but it definitely can be financed.
It can be financed.
Man.
So we all know that, you know, she stepped down last year for allegations of misappropriating funds. So this is not the first time. The first time it was for a play area for her son, and her Los Angeles home is like 2,580 square feet, 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom in Topanga Canyon region, in the Topanga Canyon region. Now, I'm not familiar with all of that, but I just think that it's crazy that those funds went to something, if it did, all alleged to the IRS get involved, but to take all that money and then just put it in that. And just like the last episode we just did, where Sharon Osbourne is asking for that money back.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then this comes out maybe like a day later. You know what I mean?
You know what's horrible about the whole thing with them is like, I don't even know. She might have her own business for all we know. I'm not sure.
It just
looks bad.
It
It just
looks
looks
bad.
bad, no
It's
matter
bad.
what it is, man. It just looks bad, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you begging. Well, I'm not begging, but I mean, you got an organization that's asking for funds, and all of a sudden now you're able to afford these certain things. I mean, I don't know her, you know, what she does for a living or anything like that, but it just looks horrible.
I honestly thought it was this. But she had, after this, it was like,
that's what I thought.
deals.
Yeah.
She had like book deals, and they gave her the package. You know what I mean? The book deals.
That's crazy. It's really a shame that you got people that's dying out here, and this group come out of nowhere. Like you said last time, it was a good slogan. People bought into it, and then when y'all get the money to actually do something in the communities, you go ahead and misappropriate the funds.
But see, like I was telling you guys before, man, it's a lot of well-meaning people in these organizations. The ones that's on the ground level, the grassroots, it's actually, they use the name for the right purpose. You know what I mean? But then it gets to a point, I guess, where the heads start getting, corrupted by this whole thing with the, the notoriety and the fame of it all. And, you know what I mean? Like, say, if you really look at those like, the civil rights activists of the 60s and 70s and, stuff like that. Like, you never seen this stuff. You know what I mean? If anything, most celebrities gave away more than they actually gained. You know what I mean?
I think back then back then there was a real struggle. You know what I mean? I think now people today actually, I'm not saying that we're not struggling, but because, African American and brown, Spanish American people have some sort of wealth, or they have some sort of stake in the game now. It's not like it was before. I mean, if you're talking about the 60s and the 70s, on average, you got people living in garbage. You know what I mean? So everybody that was contributing to the movement back then was probably, more dedicated to it than there is now. Now it's like it's a come up. I want to say since the 80s, I mean, they've been finding all kinds of stuff with different cats, like Al Sharpton and them, all kind of suspect stuff. I'm not saying that, it's all alleged, but, we've heard a lot of stuff, in regards to, pretty much Sharpton, Jackson, all of these, ambulance chasers, you know what I mean? So, I mean, since those guys, it seems like everybody that come out look like they got their hand in the pocket of the black community. So, it is what it is.
In most cases, the people that's actually going to make a difference, they get killed, and the other ones get paid off. And I guess she's one of the ones that allegedly got paid off.
Well, where did she live at again? California?
Yeah, in Los Angeles.
Rancho Cucamonga.
Paying all that money and all the Mexicans out in California, that good, cheap backyard work out there in Mexico. I mean, in California.
Oh, man.
My Mexican brothers, I'm not down, and I'm just saying that's what it is, man. They do a lot of good grass work out there, man. She paying what you said? How much did she pay to get a backyard fixed?
$1.4 million.
Jeez,
it's a lot of money.
Sheesh.
How many people could you have fed with that? How many people that's actually, suffering from police brutality and police taking their loved ones, because you had offered some type of legal assistance with that, but instead you built a playroom for your kid. And I ain't knocking it. I'm all about the kids, but
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, how much I'd like to see this grass, man. 1.4 million. What, the grass?
No,
grass and dirt.
It included a punch pool and a backyard.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just to do your backyard, 1.4.
She got a whole little sauna room.
What the house? What the house look like?
Well, apparently it's a big one. It's a big one. And see, this is crazy because like back in I think it was 2021, Tahrir Rice's mom, Samara Rice, actually called this out. Patrisse Cullors' name was on that list of people that she had, like Sean King, Ben Crumpley married, Alina Abdullah. Like, stop hustling black people's death is what she was saying. She was saying that people was profiting off of the death. These people were profiting off of the death of black people. What do y'all think about that?
They should have a class action lawsuit, man. It should be, is that what they call it? Like a class action where a bunch of people just get together and go get that money back, man.
Definitely be able to do something, because like they just getting away with it scot free.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me some receipts. And I think she's retired from Black Lives Matter. I think they're saying like she's retired. And she got like I think she created her version of it or something. It's Black Lives Matter / something or another. She got her own little extension of it or something like that.
Offspring. It's just ridiculous that you actually stealing money and you're supposed to be for the people. Like you should really be disgusted with yourself.
Yeah, no. And I'm sitting here figuring out myself, man, how we can put together something, man, and do something in the community where we can actually put out some food and stuff like that. We working people, man. You know what I mean? And you got all of this money, man. It don't take 1.4, like you said, man. That's a lot of mouths fed, man. It's a building board. That's something that you could put some shelter up or something like that, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
And you actually just spent it on your backyard with a sauna.
Now, again, the funny thing is, I don't know what she does for a living. Maybe she does, got some sort of business or something like that. But like you said, it just all looks so bad.
Is bad. How many other movement leaders, which for some reason black people got to have movement leaders? You don't ever see any other ethnic group or anybody kind of move in this area where we supposedly have these higher ups. When you see movements like the LGBTQ community and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure they get funded. PETA, anybody like that. Do you ever hear any stories about them misappropriating funds, like the so-called heads of these organizations? If you hear about the heads of these organizations, because you really don't.
Never even hear about.
You never hear about the heads of the organizations. You know what I mean? And you never hear them say, "Well, say you gave so much amount of money to PETA," which a lot of these celebrities do, and you find out later that the head of PETA just brought a small island somewhere. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they do have their times, but it just seems like with us, man, like it's just always the way. Whereas like all so-called black leaders, I don't even like that whole term black leaders garbage no more, but so-called people that are so-called leading the movement seem like they always got their hands in the pot. You know what I mean?
And it's always more publicized than anybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think the real ones get assassinated first, and then you have the underlings that they go ahead and pay off.
We really don't pay homage to the people in the community that actually have been in the community for years doing certain things, helping children and stuff like that. You know, the local hood basketball tournament, the local boxing gym, you know, those kind of people that really are in the neighborhood and they really do good things in the neighborhood. I think that's where we should start putting our money towards, as opposed to waiting till somebody gets some sort of hashtag and name all over the internet and then start contributing money to them.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, man.
That makes
because we all know, you know, coming from the hood, we all know those people in the hood that, you know, back before these cameras and lights and all this other stuff like that and this internet, that there was certain people that was in the hood that contributed.
Was really down for the cause.
Contributed. Man, you know how many basketball coaches, man, we done seen out there, you know, our father out there.
Yeah.
And these guys out here, while guys got guns on them and all kind of other stuff like that, man. And they're still, you know, every week coming out, chipping in money for these poor kids so they can get T-shirts and stuff like that and be able to play a little basketball game. And I remember back then, you know, the cops used to come out and watch the game. They would be happy because for that little bit of time, nobody was doing crime. Everybody was at the game.
There's people that was getting their heads split open and was not getting a dime for it. Right. And, I mean, like the ones that they based this whole thing on, they go back and they say, well, we doing the same thing that Martin and them did. We marching here. You know, we did the same things that Thurgood did and stuff like that. But, yo, these are people that were actually getting whooped. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for the cause, man.
Dogs.
Fire hoses, dogs, man. But none of them had 1.4 million put in their backyard. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Except for Jesse.
I mean, yeah, except for Jesse, Messy Jesse. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
Jesse was
then too, then they have Tamika Mallory. Remember when Tamika Mallory did the Cadillac commercial and everybody was like, yo, like what was that about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Never seen these activists, man. Can you imagine Malcolm doing a Cadillac commercial? You know what I mean? Or Martin, you know, doing something for Ford or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's crazy.
I think it just kind of go to where society is at as a whole. Like everybody's about the paper. Everybody's about the paper. It ain't about really the work or, you know, really helping the community. It's just about the paper.
Bottom line.
Speaking about the paper, guys. It's a good transition to the next topic. 50 Cent's son, Marquise, is it?
Yeah, Marquise.
Yeah.
Brother. So, apparently he's, you know, going at his father. It's a big thing about, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you fellas. I don't really care about the rest of the relationship. I don't, you know, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
But I'm just looking at in terms of what this kid is asking for and what he's turning his nose up at. You know,
entitled.
You know, in terms of the child support and all of that.
First of all, I do understand what he's saying with his dad. You know, what his dad is. You know, he think he should deserve more, whatever the case may be. Because I'm giving you my version of it. If I had that kind of money, I would make sure that my son is enjoying the life of luxury or what I have too. But also too, I could see it. I seen a clip with 50 Cent where he was trying to say, like, he was trying to teach him some sort of responsibility. You know what I mean? It seemed like he was trying to say in so many words, like he didn't want to raise his son as a spoiled kid. I don't know whether or not he's a good dad or not, or whatever the case may be. But the one thing that everybody is focusing on is that, you know, he said like $6,700 a month. He couldn't support himself on $6,700 a month for child support. Man, that's absolutely ridiculous.
Crazy. And I'm actually
hold on. Let me say something.
Go ahead, jump in there, Jay.
I make $1,500 a week. I gotta work 70 hours a week, right? To make $1,500. That's 3,000. That's 3,000 every 2 weeks. That's $6,000 a month.
Yeah.
Now, and this kid is on the internet crying about $6,700. And he ain't got to do nothing.
So tell him why you're mad, son.
No, it's just crazy, man. Like it just don't make no sense.
It don't make none at all, man. But
67. I'm just telling them, man. 6,700. Think about this. Him and the mom don't work, or I don't know if they work. They might work now, but that $6,700 is just $6,700.
Yeah, you starting from a good place. You up.
Yeah.
Now you just got to fill in the rest.
Yeah.
So you know what? You know what kind of home you can own for $6,700? They just got to find the rest of the money.
Right.
They just got to go out and work. You know what I mean? But the $6,700 is a heck of a nest egg, man. You know what I mean? Guaranteed money every month. I think if they, and then I believe personally, if both of them act with a little bit more sense, he might treat them a little better, man. But
I ain't gonna pretend to know 50's whole personal
lifestyle. Yeah.
I mean, I've listened to this interview, and I heard a lot of stuff in it, and none of it really sunk in except for this kid was asking for this amount of money. When so many people don't have that. You know how many girls out here don't have nobody doing nothing for them?
Right. You know how many people survive? Probably how many single moms is getting a check from a bum for like $100 a month?
If they get that.
From a bum. So if they're getting that, man, Let's
listen to what these millennials are saying right now. This is where I put him in that category. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So this is 50's son Marquise talking to Choke No Joke about his child support woes.
$700 a month, right? $700 a month. $700 a month, right?
$6,700 a month, right? You telling me
that's hold on, wait. Time out. Listen. Don't compare.
I'm from New York.
This is the biggest mistake everybody makes. You're comparing it to yourself. You're comparing it to yourself. You're comparing it to your life. Don't do that.
6,700.
Don't do that. You're talking about a Forbes lister. Hold on, wait. Listen. You're talking about somebody that has problems with everybody. You can't just live in any neighborhood. $81K.
That's crazy.
It's not a substantial lot of money.
Hold on.
You're talking about you got beef with everybody in the industry. You can't just live anywhere.
But yeah, he flicks it up with all of his enemies gone.
And if he's contributing 6,700, that means your mom's got the other half. It ain't just for him to just take care of you. She got to take care of you too. She got to work too. He giving up 6,700. Where's her 6,700 to go with his? Now y'all got 1,200, 1,300, now 13,000 a month.
Oh my! See,
You're talking to an old New York head. Go on.
Hold on. Yo, choke. This is where you get it. This is where it goes down a bad path, brother. This is what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Yo, bro, 6,700. If I told you right now, right, you got to start your life over right now with 6,700 a month and rebuild your life.
Yes.
Can you do it?
Yes.
With 6,700, I can.
Yes.
You have nothing.
6,700, yes, I can.
No more to say.
Most of the world is doing it for less.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the world is doing it for less, man.
I just mapped out. I work 70 hours a week for mine.
Man, it's absolute ridiculous, man.
And you are the supporter. You know what I mean? Like you going out there, you got to work for it. He's don't have to do anything.
Right. It's just coming every month. It's guaranteed.
And need I mind you, this is not a little kid. It ain't like he's 5 or 10. What is this kid, like 20, 21?
Yeah, somewhere in the area. But you know what the funny thing, the beautiful thing about this is, because we've all had these entitled conversations with this new generation, right? It's good that somebody finally got it on camera. This is an entitled, ignorant conversation. And, for him to get the feedback that he got, is like maybe now, I don't know, maybe to open somebody's eyes up or some of these kids' eyes up. But, this money don't grow on trees, man. $6,700 a month is a lot of money. And, whatever your relationship with your dad is, whatever it is. Don't get me wrong. Again, I'm saying me, if I'm a multi-millionaire, I still want to put those values in my son and daughter that respect money and all the other stuff like that. I don't know if I would restrict them to that little bit of money or whatever. I don't say a little bit, but that little bit of money, if I got that kind of money, that big money that I have. But I would say, again, you should be happy with 6,700.
Well, maybe 50 just know his son.
Yeah, that's
not going to give him too much. You know what I mean? You're going to mess around and kill yourself out here or get killed. You know what I mean? So he probably just like, look, I got to cut this down a little bit. You know what I mean?
You probably know. And from what I understand, and again, this is all alleged, but I heard a conversation that was saying that initially, I think he was paying her like 25, or he was paying her more. And I guess she decided that she wanted to court. Allegedly, this is what they said. And what happens is when they went to court, they realized that, because of the fact that he never had them live with him, they actually lived whatever home that he purchased for them. So they were accustomed to the lifestyle of living where they lived at. If he had ever moved them into that house, Mike Tyson's mansion, he would have been paying them out the wazoo, because now he would have had to pay them child support based off the lifestyle that they had from living in that mansion.
It's ridiculous.
You know what I mean? But because of the fact that he never moved them into the mansion or moved them into any of his huge homes that he was accustomed to, they went ahead and downgraded the child support to $6,700 a month, from what I understand.
Wow, that's wow.
You know, and that's alleged. That's that's what they're saying. I believe it was some conversation that was said that that he said it, I believe.
Yeah, entitled generation, man.
You getting a stipend of what people have to work hard for. You know what I mean? Real hard for, and you complaining.
You got more than most adults are seeing, for it. You know what I mean? Like, say, you got more than most people are seeing with families.
Right. And 87 was almost 90,000 a year. You know, I think they was doing a thing, and they were saying, I want to say in Atlanta, I think that's where they live at. And I want to say that they were saying like the average salary for somebody in Atlanta was like $27,000 a year or something like that.
Wow.
Something crazy like that. You almost doubling, tripling, the salary in Atlanta. And this is just your pocket. They're giving you pocket. That's $67,000. That's $6,700 is just for their pocket.
Yeah, you ain't even have to do nothing.
Y'all ain't got to work. Imagine right now where we live at, you can get a really nice home for about $2,000-$3,000 a month.
Yeah.
A really nice home for about $2,000-$3,000 a month, and they could probably just sit down and do absolutely nothing with the other other $3,700 or whatever.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They play the hand right. They might be able to just buy you a house. Just what I mean? Just get you a nice little house out there in Atlanta. You might not have 1.4 million in backyard work to do, but you know what I mean? It's still something. Like, that don't make no doggone sense, man. But do you ever think in this situation, do 50 think to himself, like, if I wasn't 50 Cent, would my relationship with my son be better? And if all this money didn't come into play?
One thing he said that is kind of deep, man. He says that people don't ever tell you what the price of fame is.
That's a fact.
And he was saying that, you never know that in the price of fame that, you're going to lose your loved ones.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And people that, feel entitled. He wasn't just talking about his son, but he was just talking about family members and friends, like how, because they may have been around you as you're coming up, they might have not even helped you, but they've been around you, so they feel entitled to you helping them. You know what I mean? Or they feel they're, not to say that they're not your equal, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they feel like, like they should be able to have a say-so in your life.
Crazy.
So
and it gotta hurt, man, because this is your son, man. You know what I mean?
I would be upset, man, if my son, treated me like that, man. That
yeah, absolutely.
Crazy. Man.
But do you blame the mother for the way that the child treats the father?
Again, it's all weird because you don't know the inner mechanics of their relationship, but on the outside look, from the outside looking in, it looked crazy. Look crazy. Yeah. To have your son taking pictures with, people that you don't, that's kind of like your enemies, and, getting on Facebook and, these social media websites discussing personal business and all the other stuff like that. It's kind of, I would be hurt, man.
Yeah, especially if those people try to take your life.
Yeah.
I'd be hurt, man. That's a hurt piece right there.
But he said something in that conversation, like, 50 got beef with everybody in the industry, and that he can't live just in any hood, any place.
The sad part about them is that he's talking that, but in reality,
nobody even know who you is, kid.
They don't have to know who you are. And for $6,700 a month, you can live wherever you want to. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't have to live in Queens.
You don't have to at all. But you could live in a gated community for for $6,700 a month. The thing that get me is, like, he was saying, like, well, he got beef with everybody in the industry. That was like a couple of years ago, man. You know what I mean?
And listen, everybody
more than 10 years ago.
More than 10 years ago.
It's been well more than publicized, and like I said, I don't even follow this stuff, but when we were listening to music and stuff like that, like back in the day, it's been well more than publicized that him and his son's mother don't get along. So what would anybody get out of bothering him and his mom? It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, and I mean, at this rate, if it's more than 10 years, if they wanted to get him, they would have got him. You know what I mean?
It's just something that sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good. What it was is he's sitting there and he's probably looking at the the chat line, and he's seeing everybody probably saying, "Yo, what are you talking about? You can't survive off $6,700 a month."
Right.
And so he's trying to make up ways to make this make sense. You know what I mean? And he's talking to Choke and telling her, "Oh, well, you can't equate it to your lifestyle or whatever like that." What lifestyle? You're a human being. All you need is shelter, food, clothing. You know what I mean? That's it.
So it makes you think that if this wasn't 50 Cent and you took all of that away, you mean to tell me that this kid couldn't survive at all on the amount of money that you have? If this wasn't 50 Cent child support situation, this is money that you just going out here and earning. You know what I mean? You mean to tell me that wouldn't be enough for you? to say, neither mind you, somebody's giving this. This is, he's not working for this. He doesn't go to college. He's not, from what I see, he might not have no career in music or anything like that. You're not actually working for it.
Yeah, man. Listen, man.
You know what I mean?
Like you said, man, I know people doing it off much, much less.
Mm-hmm.
Much, much less. Actually, and not doing that, not doing bad.
Yeah.
Not doing bad. I have a friend right now, man, who actually is a military guy who gets a disability check for about $4,000 a month. Now, taking consideration, that's a disability check. They just sending him $4,000 a month. He works.
Right.
He's living the life of Riley, man. You know what I mean? I mean, he had to, it's a disability check, but, outside of his disability, he's doing pretty good financially, man.
There you go. You know what I mean?
It just really show you the entitlement of this new generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want to work for nothing. They expect everything to be handed to them. That's why they can keep giving out them participation trophies.
That is a whole fact.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man.
All right, so we're going to jump right into the next one, man. I actually had no intentions on working on it.
Yeah, Meech, we need you. We need you, Meech.
Where you at?
Yeah. We need you, Just. We need you.
We had no intentions on working this because we just talked about this dude the other day, and then pop goes the weasel, another thing comes up. You know what I mean? So apparently he went on a Twitter rant. This is Kanye I'm talking about, folks. And he done tapped the wrong people. So, and by that I mean the Jewish community.
Oh, yeah.
And this is after, they just celebrated, their quote unquote high holy day. And folks, we are witnessing the death.
He might have found the right word.
Of Kanye West.
He might have found the right word, boy.
Dearly departed.
Hey, listen, man. Jews is undefeated, man, in this media game, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that it was all good when you was wearing White Lives Matter shirts and saying slavery was a choice, and Kanye, he's just Kanye. But now, you done poked the wrong bear, buddy. If anybody is anybody, we all know how this pretty little tale ends. You know what I mean?
Listen, man, if anybody knows how to pull the scab off, boy.
Listen, and not to mention, you are in the fashion industry, the music industry. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, this is, we witnessing the death of one right here. So listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a clip from the Today Show. And this one right here is Jamie Lee Curtis. And she's speaking to, I think it's Holder is her name. But anyway, Jamie Lee is talking about the tweet that she saw that Kanye made on the other day about this whole thing about DEFCON on Jewish people. It's crazy. I'm not even giving no context. Let's just go ahead and play it.
When you do talk about hatred, this actually is very timely for what's happening right now because Kanye West tweeted just recently And I'll read his.
It was yesterday. Yesterday morning.
He wrote,
I woke up to this.
Yeah, this is what he said, in case people don't know. I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. And then he goes on to say the funny thing is I can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew also. You guys have... Anyway, he goes on. You saw that tweet and you responded immediately saying this. Also, on October 9th, the holiest day in Judaism was last week. Words matter. A threat to Jewish people ended once in genocide. Your words hurt and incite violence. You are a father. Please stop.
I burst into tears. I woke up and burst into tears. DEFCON 3 on Jewish people? What are you doing? This is, it's I mean, it's bad enough that fascism is on the rise around the world, but on Twitter, on a portal to pour that in, as if Jewish people haven't had it hard enough, as if Asian people, I mean, Everything Everywhere All at Once is a movie about an immigrant Asian family. I mean, if Asian people haven't had enough, I mean, it was just abhorrent. Mm-hmm. It's abhorrent.
Hey, listen, man, I'm not even laughing. Hey, listen, man, I'm not laughing at Jewish people.
No, it's like Kanye West.
I'm laughing at, what made you think? I think he's on something, man.
I don't, but this is my thing. It's like Zimmerman actually killed Trayvon Martin.
Hold on, let us rock.
Yeah, man. Boys out of there, man.
But look, I'm saying Zimmerman actually killed Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was a kid. It wasn't this much outrage for that.
And it won't be.
It won't be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Like, I understand he said whatever he said, but who even knows what DEFCON 3 means?
A lot of people, apparently.
And no, it doesn't mean it's good for Jews at all.
All I'm saying is we glad he ain't got his finger on the button. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you, man. Again, like you said, it's just words, but yeah, let me tell you something, man. His story, I mean, us coming from New York, man, don't say nothing bad about that Jewish community, man. Don't say it. Don't say it. Bro. Don't say it, man. I'm telling you, your life will change, brother. Your life is going to change, man. If he get through this, I don't know.
I don't think it will. I don't think he can recover.
I don't know. If he can get through this, I ain't seen the.
Hey, man, he went through the wire.
Hey, don't.
Applaud that, man. Real slick one, man. Real slick one.
Hey, man, that Jewish community is undefeated, man. That Jewish community is undefeated.
Yeah, that was a
it's
career-ending injury right there, man. I don't know.
Tom definitely gonna tell. I mean, if he actually makes it out, then what do you say about Kanye?
I think he's still retarded, but that's totally.
Hey, listen. Do you think now that he said this, does he come back a few days later and play the mental health card again?
Listen, what did I tell you before, man? The stupid garbage that he did a couple of weeks ago. I told you, he's coming again.
What's next?
He's not going to stop, man. The dude is looking. He's crazy, man. He looks like a mechanic, man. You see his pictures now? He's got these big boots and hats and all kind of goofy garbage, man. He looks like a mechanic, man, and he's going at everybody, man. Yo, Kanye a nut, man.
But it's like, what's the end game, though? You know what I mean?
Listen,
where does he plan on going with all this?
So-called everybody that loves him claim that this is some sort of, his genius. He's a public, he's some sort of puppet master of the media, or some crazy garbage or whatever like that. I just think he's nuts, man. He's just completely nuts, man.
The Jewish community and genocide is two things you don't want to use in a sentence, man.
And then, which I pretty much agree with him, because I do believe that the, original Jews are of color, I believe based off, some history, and if I'm wrong,
But not saying agree with killing Jewish people.
No. He was saying that he couldn't be anti-Semitic because
okay. Yeah, because we got to clear that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Because you said I somewhat agree. I agree with him.
There's so many words he's saying. We as black people can't be anti-Semitic because we're Jews. That's what he's saying. You know what I mean?
The original people, if you go by the definition.
But what was the whole? Why would you think the logic behind him just saying DEFCON 3 on Jewish people? Where did it come from? Like, is it something that?
The dude is nuts, man.
Who knows?
Who wakes up with that thought on their mind? You know what I mean?
I just know he can you call him a media mastermind because he's been getting all this press for the last 3-4 weeks.
As a media whore, he's a media whore. Mastermind and whore is two different things.
I mean, because it's like everything he does, it gathers attention.
I think he learned a lot from them Kardashians, man.
But just want to say the same thing.
How about that?
I think he learned a lot from them Kardashians. Nobody knows how to move the internet like the Kardashians, man.
And it's bad because I think Kim was saying she's embarrassed from the first day.
That's ridiculous.
She got a sex tape. We're ready.
Yeah, all over. Yeah,
talking about she embarrassed.
She's embarrassed.
There's a woman that took a picture, a pregnant picture with her on the front of a magazine with her stomach out, butt naked. Man, she's
greased up on the internet. Remember the whole term "break the internet" came when she was naked and greased up on the internet. You know what I mean? And it's like, but she's embarrassed. White Lives Matter T-shirts.
She ain't embarrassed about Bruce.
How about that?
But look. If anybody love niggas, it's Kim Kardashian.
Nothing else to say. You batting 1,000 tonight, ain't you? Something brings out the beast in this man. Richard Kanye West.
Oh yeah, man. She get Negroes out of jail. She's doing it all, man. She's doing it all, man. Isn't she the one that runs the jail hustle where she's trying to get a lot of black people, get a lot of them brothers out of jail and stuff like that?
Yeah, she was doing something with prison reform.
Yeah. Guess he said if I could get them out, I could get them into the house.
That's gonna be the next reality series. Kim Kardashian gets niggas out.
Bring them home.
Here you go. Kim Kardashian brings them home.
Brings them home, man.
But yeah, once the disgust on Jamie Lee Curtis's face when she talked about. First of all, I'm gonna preface this by saying I didn't even know Jamie Lee Curtis was Jewish. You know what I mean? If she is, I don't know.
Yeah, me either.
I don't know if she is, but maybe she's just disgusted about a whole particular statement. But you know what's funny? I mean, and with due respect to what she was saying like, you know, all these different cultures or whatever. This man just released a White Lives Matter T-shirt just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, our problems ain't everybody's problem.
How about that? You know what I mean? Like nobody. Where was it discussed?
Our problems are our own problems.
Look, I got a question.
Oh, brother.
If Bruce can, you know, wake up one day and say he no longer wants to be a man, he wants to be a woman, can I wake up and say, hey, I want to be a Jew?
Well, Rachel Dolezal is doing it. Isn't her name Dolezal?
Yeah. Rachel Dolezal, NAACP lady. Yeah.
And you know what? And I'm going to even speak on that for a second, man. I'll be honest with you. If she did more for that organization than the actual black people that was in there,
I ain't mad at her.
All right.
Hey, you know what's funny? Black women will sit down here and, you know, co-sign their gay friends and, you know, that transgender stuff or whatever like that. But when that sister, Rachel Dolezal, said that she was a black woman, oh, they lost it. The biggest thing on the internet, man.
Yeah, sure enough was.
They lost it. You can be a woman, you can be a man, but you can't be a black. You can't be a white woman and turn black. You know the funny thing about it, I saw this brother had this conversation, man, that was so deep, man. And he said he was talking to a transgender, and he says that the transgender was talking about how, you know, that he's a woman in a man's body or whatever the case may be. And he was like, the brother said, hey, you know, technically speaking, Rachel Dolezal has a better chance of being a black woman than you have of being a man.
Wow.
And he said, and the dude said, well, how? This goes into a deep conversation. He said, well, technically speaking, if you're talking about history, science tells you that we all come from Africa. So technically, she's African. Yeah. He was like, you know what I mean? So he was like saying, like, technically, you know, she has a better chance of producing black babies and everything like that than, you know what I mean? Yeah. Technically, she's African, man. You know what I mean?
If Rachel Dolezal was from South Africa, she'd be more black than probably.
Crazy. I bet you she won't wear no White Lives Matter t-shirt.
Yeah, how about that? Oh, no. Rachel's one of us.
Let me tell you something. What's that? The actress, Charlize Theron, South African.
Yeah.
Hey, Rachel's an ally, man. Rachel's an ally.
Yeah. So like Charlize Theron, blacker than most. She's probably blacker than Kanye West right now.
She's definitely. Kanye's different, man. Like I said, man, like he's a real weird dude, man. I don't even want to knock him no more because, you know, in the last couple of episodes we've been killing him, but he's stupid.
Yeah.
It done got crazy at this point, but only thing we can do is sit back and watch the car crash.
Yeah, we on Kanye watch.
Oh, if the car don't crash now, I want to know who he knows.
We on Kanye watch right now.
He's going to be the first. He's going to be the first black man to beat it.
Let me say, what happens if he gets killed?
You think he's a martyr?
I've always said this. I think he is going to get killed.
You think so?
Yeah, because I believe people with influence like that, man, like, you know, he might be better off to different corporations dead.
Mm-hmm. And history has shown us that's what happened with most of these.
They can control. They can control them better dead.
Yeah, he'll lose all his masters and everything. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you know.
It'll go all to Kim.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, I've heard that argument before.
Ain't that something, man? That would be tough.
Wake up tomorrow, he be in a trash bag.
Yeah, man.
Kim owns everything.
I believe that's why he's walking around here looking like that, man. You know, I think again, what's the dude we said before? Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes. You know, all of these intelligent weirdos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he falls from that cloth. I mean, these brilliant ideas on music and fashion and whatever the case may be, and he's scared to walk out his house, man.
It's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, but enough of Kanye. Let's go ahead before we get ready to wrap up and just give a couple of shout outs. The last episode that we did, the numbers are going up. We gained a couple more subscribers, and we want to shout out a few people like Pretty Boy J, 13, Mr. Charmat, you know what I mean? We had a few other people too, but you know, these guys actually reached out.
Shout out to Bubbles.
Bubbles in the house. You know what I mean? And you know, we had a few more people. I don't have everybody up on screen, but thank you for the support and the engagement. You know what I mean? Pretty soon we're gonna open these, you know, lines up. We're gonna go live, and you know, that way you can all interact with us while we on the air and comment on some of these topics and all of that. But we just want to take a minute to say that we appreciate you for these people. You know what I mean? Thank you. And, you know, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. If you got a crew, tell them to. Make sure that you like and subscribe past these episodes on. You know what I mean? The more consistency, the more we get it up, the more you get involved. All right?
That's right.
With that being said, gentlemen, pulled off another one, all right?
That's right.
All right. Appreciate you both, man. All right. As well as you, Jess. The Only One Mic podcast is available on all major platforms that you stream your podcast on. Also, check out our Only One Mic podcast YouTube channel to catch up on the past and current episodes. Please don't forget to rate the show and subscribe. Also, if you'd like to get in contact with the Only One Mic podcast, you can reach us via Instagram and Twitter at the Only One Mic. The Only One Mic P1, Facebook and LinkedIn at the Only One Mic podcast. And you can email us at the onlyonemic00@gmail.com. There you can leave your comments and thoughts. We thank you once again for your time and encourage you, please, to speak your truth quietly and clearly and listen to others, even the dull and the ignorant, because they too have their story to tell. So until next time, get them likes up, the subscribes up and everything. touch these episodes, shorts, anything that we put out. Just, check it out and comment on it. So until next time, please keep in mind that we never had to run from the Ku Klux Klan, so we shouldn't have to run from a black man. Peace.
Peace.